wasn't the attack of a cult full of addicts. It wasn't the work of angry conspiracy theorists. It wasn't terrorists. It wasn't a band of killers roaming the countryside, rushing into cities to murder people for shits and giggles. She leaned closer to the anchor. It was vampires, just as we all knew it was before the government came in to make us doubt the truth. "You should know," the interviewer said, her voice soft but hiding a sort of dark glee. "You were there after all. Tell us, Christine, how did you survive your ordeal? Walk us through that night when you hid under a table and hoped you would somehow be overlooked, even as other diners fell to the vicious attackers. Tell us why you are still claiming vampires were responsible for the attack when the other survivors are either denying it, refusing to speak, or claiming they don't remember what happened." Her derision was loud and clear, and Christine would have heard it as well. My heart ached for the poor woman and her trauma. I could only imagine how she felt, living through something so horrendous only to be told later that what she'd seen with her own eyes was wrong, that her belief had been the result of hysteria, that vampires did not exist. "I know what I saw," she said, and when she looked out at the world, her eyes were full of determination. "I'm not crazy. I'm not afraid like the others are. I will speak the truth no matter what they do to me." "Who do you mean by they?" the interviewer asked. "The people of Jakeston? The government? The men in white coats?" She smirked, and if I had been Christine, I'd have decked the bitch. "The vampires," she whispered. "I was visited by them. I was given money, and I was warned. But let them come. Let them kill me. I refused to be silenced." She pushed her fist to her lips, but still a sob escaped. "They killed my best friend." "You've since left Jakeston," the anchor said, not a trace of pity in her eyes. "But let me just ask what I know our viewers are wondering. Why would the vampires visit you, talk with you, and even give you money? If vampires burst into that diner and killed all those people, why wouldn't they just kill you to keep you quiet?" Then it was her turn to lean forward. "Or why wouldn't they just turn you into a vampire?" "Turn it off, Lucy," I murmured. She did, then sat down at the foot of the bed to join me in giving Ash belly rubs. "Do you think the vampires really threatened her?" she asked, "and tried to pay her off?" "Yeah," I said grimly. She was quiet for a few seconds. "Why didn't they just kill her?" I sighed, then climbed from the bed to get ready for my day. "Because Bastian does not want to kill humans." "Does that make him a good vampire?" "No." I took a drink of my coffee. There are no good vampires. But I wasn't sure I really meant that anymore. "How are your dreams, Luce?" "What dreams?" she shrugged. "I think I'm subconsciously punishing myself by refusing to let the dreams through. Funny, when I never knew I had a choice." "You don't," I said gently. I squeezed her shoulder. "You're not a bad person." "I guess it's just—" She blew out a hard breath and stared up at me. "Kate, I miss him. I miss a serial killer who kills women. Why would I do that if I'm not a bad person? I can't move on from this. I can't forgive myself for what I did." "You kept his name to yourself for a little while," I said. "You didn't do anything wrong. And you know you don't miss him. You miss who you thought he was." But nothing I said was going to fix Lucy's pain. She would come to terms with it in her own time, and all I could do was be there for her. "There was just something about him," she murmured, "and I felt a connection." Him being Samuel the serial killer, a.k.a. Ray Christian, Lucy's former boyfriend. At the time, I hadn't realized how she'd felt about him. I doubted she had either. After Lucy had refused to see him again, he knew she'd figured it out, somehow, who he was. I hadn't asked her if she'd ever told him about her dreams, but I figured she had. Perhaps he'd loved the thrill of knowing she might discover his identity at any time. Maybe he'd believed she might not reject him for it, that she might accept him anyway. I didn't know, and couldn't guess why he hadn't taken her when he'd had...